I'm gonna have to develop some sort of rule structure for this to actually work. So, first thing, this was the long, right? I already talked about it. Ideal entry here. And then, where the hell? My actual entry was like here-ish, right? So the issue with trading with this amount is you have to get pretty far out of the money. So at this point, I was in the 687s, right? So that's about $6 out of the money. Like, I don't know, five and a half, right? So the issue is you come up here, you go up, I don't know, 30% maybe. This drawback puts you down 20, maybe 30%. So I don't know what rule structure I'm going to have to establish to make this work. But anyway, my first trade was unsuccessful, but also it just wasn't the best exit, right? Like I exited because you're down 30%, but really this was the play up, right? Because I already spoke about the 4 hour and the day, right? And this was the daily trigger, which was our goal. So I re-entered here after taking a loss, right? And then this goes up, I don't know, 100 something percent. And I take profit. Well, that's my second issue, right? So I have to figure out a rule structure. First problem is any pullback when you're that far out of the money is going to kick you in the teeth. So I need to figure out where my take profit setup is and what that looks like. Number one. Number two, I need to figure out when to take profit, because here I was up 100% and then I was up like 130%. And so I set my stop. So I made this rule up that if I see 100, I need to put a stop in, right? Not at 100%, but like somewhere. So at least the trade makes money, right? I put my stop in, I want to say about 70%. The issue is it goes up and this came down and kicked me out here and then it kept going up. So I'm unsure what I'm going to do in order to fix that. There's sort of two sides to the coin, right? One side is you just want to make money every single day until you get to a number probably around like $500, to where you can hold things like this. There's no 5 against me, so there's really no reason to exit until we get to like here, right? And so problem number one, or problem number two would be that. The other problem again is like this little pullback. Normally I wouldn't exit, but because of the size of the portfolio, I did exit. Okay, so those two things happen. The last thing, well, not the last thing, but another thing, I cheated. So here I didn't have enough money, right? Because I spent 13 of the $20 here. And it's really like $19 and some change. So I spent that money here and then had to take a loss, right? Because, or here rather, sorry. That run up hit me in the teeth. And so I'm trying to figure out, so I had to add like $12 or something to get in here. And then this did okay for me before it kicked me out, right? So I'm gonna have to switch. I don't think I can start with $20 because that really only gives me enough to do one trade. And I think with SPY, my ideal situation is to be able to do 3 trades. So maybe $60. I'm happy to do them at $20 each. So I think I may switch this to, maybe I'll do 50. That's a better number, I think, just in general. So yeah, cheated here, added $12, did fine, got kicked out, have to figure out the rule structure. Once I do, I'll make a video on it. And then here, I mentioned, and I'll find it and put it on the screen, maybe. That sounds like a lot of work. But when this happened, I said, if SPY goes outside day, all drinks on me, right? There's just something about, like, I was so bearish on the day. Like, I just really thought that SPY was going to go down. So when we get up here, we kind of wick this day and we start returning back down. I'm just thinking we're going outside day. And so I said I'd wait for the actionable signal. This is actionable technically, but I really like this a lot better, especially with the size of the portfolio. Trading on the 30s and 60s is gonna save your skin, right? So this is your entry on the short down, and this is like a 400% trade. But again, you're cheating on the portfolio. So I'm going to have to start again. And I think I'm going to start with $50. I really want it to be like challenging, but I also, my issue is in the moment, I'm just like, this is an obvious trade. Like I have to put my money in. And so once I get the logins from him, I will, again, I'll post it. I guess I can put screenshots because I'm logged in on my second phone, but I don't know his info for the desktop. But yeah, working through it. But ultimately, the other option is to like ignore all this other bullshit and just trade obvious things, right? This inside 30 down after I've already triggered the day up, this is the most obvious trade of the day. So if you wait on the obvious trade of the day, you get in here, you do your 400% back to daily open, right? That's why that level's there. You do your 400% back to daily open. You don't even need this. Obviously you want it, but like you don't really need it. I don't know what happened here. I mean, honestly, yeah, you would have stayed all the way down here because you still have this inside 5, no 5 against. But yeah, so that is 400%, maybe 600 depending on, you know, when you got in, how long you held it. I know up here, the contracts I was looking at were $13 a piece. And by the time we were down here, they were almost $65. So it's possible. It's feasible. I just have to figure out the structure of this. So I think my first few videos are going to be pretty clunky. Just getting through the, like, understanding the restraints and how to best, you know, combat them. Right now, I don't know if we're going to go outside day. I was so sure earlier, but I'm also happy for this to happen. And then we just, ideally this day flips red in the next 3 hours. And then we can just do a 2-2 down to outside month tomorrow. I'd be very happy for that. On a Thursday even. That would be fantastic. So yeah, that is currently where I'm at. And again, this all happens for you in 30 minutes, right? So if you just sit here, you take your trigger and you wait for your 30, right? This is 30 minutes, 400%, right? So what I want to do is feasible. It is possible. This is all about personal restraint and waiting for the obvious setup. So that's what I'll be practicing. I will figure out what my rules and my structure is. And like, again, I'll post a video and maybe I'll go back through this and put like screen captures of the portfolio currently. But yeah, I had to cheat twice, so I'm going to have to start again. That's just going to be a thing for me, I think, being able to miss out on trades so I can really simulate this idea of like, this is all I have to trade with. And so I have to wait and take the right trade. I think that'll just make me a better trader overall. But I just want to be honest as well as I'm developing this. I don't want anyone to think like this is just, I did all of what I did today off of $20 because I didn't. I added here up and then I added on my 30-minute trigger down. I added more money so I could take this trade. This is also, if anyone's doing this with me, first of all, I don't suggest you do unless you can lose the money that you're trading with. And secondly, if you are doing this with me, there has to be a willingness to wait. Like, and that's going to be the hardest thing for me. All right, I'm done.